Thursday's low top sneakers. I got the white with the gum bottoms here, and I got the coffee with the white bottoms here. I've had this pair for about 2 years now. We're going to talk about how they've held up and what I've done to maintain them. And we're also going to talk about this pair. They're pretty much new. I've only worn them around the house to kind of test out outfits so I don't have to wear the dirty pair on the carpet upstairs. So we can start off with the reason why I got these, because I got these long before I had a YouTube channel and long before I planned on making a review about them. For the longest time, I wore Air Force Ones. That was my go-to shoes for going out, for dates, casual events, going out to bars and clubs, stuff like that. I would always wear white Air Force Ones with the gum bottoms. It was just my go-to. There's a lot of versatility there. They go with a lot of different outfits. But long story short, instead of replacing the pair of Air Force Ones that I had, I ended up stumbling across these through sponsored ads. Went ahead and ordered them, and it was one of the best decisions shoe-wise that I've made in a long time, because these have not only lasted longer than any pair of Air Force Ones I ever owned, but they're different enough to where they don't blend in with everybody else's shoes when you go to a bar, nightclub, a party, but they're also not super loud with fancy logos and crazy designs and patterns and stuff like that. They're a very stylish, minimalist shoe, and that's what I really liked about it and why I went ahead and ordered it to begin with. I was trying to eliminate as many large or flashy logos from my wardrobe as possible, and the reason for that is for another video. We won't get into that, but that's the reason why I ended up going with these. And I really haven't babied these shoes. Like I said, they're my main going out shoes for the past 2.5 years. I've worn them to clubs countless times, worn them to bars. They've gotten drinks spilled on them, gotten stepped on plenty of times. And the only thing I've really done to maintain them is spray on this nano protector stuff. I noticed it also helps with stains and scuffs. A lot of the little scuffs and marks, drinks that would get spilled on these would just wipe right off with a wet paper towel or a wet cloth, something like that. They wouldn't actually make permanent marks. There are a couple scuffs here and there on these because, like I said, they've been worn a good amount, not just once a week, not just twice a week. They were worn on a regular basis. The first year I had these, I wore them probably 4 or 5 days a week because they were my everyday shoe, going to the grocery store, going to bars, going on dates, going to nightclubs. And when I wasn't wearing them, I would throw the little odor eaters in there to help with the smell, because if you wear shoes over and over frequently, they do start to stink after a while. But I never had any issues with these starting to smell really bad. The leather holds the natural leather smell really well and doesn't start to smell like cloth shoes do on the inside. Overall, I think they've held up really well. There's no type of separation on the seams or anything like that. And I've done a good amount of walking in these. They're not too worn on the bottom. They're obviously dirty because I walk outside in them, but they're not super worn. Like you see some shoes, the heels will get super worn down with cheap rubber soles, and these don't really do that. Of course, if you're running in them, abusing them, using them for a use that they're not really intended for, because at the end of the day, these are more business casual shoes, casual everyday shoes, just minimalist, stylish shoes. If you're mistreating them, they're probably not going to hold up like this. But like I said, I've taken decent care of them. I'm not treating them like a prized possession or anything like that. I wear them out. I'm not tripping if they get stepped on, stuff like that, because the marks usually come off. And when they get to the point of where they're not really stylish and wearable anymore because they have got worn down, I do plan on replacing them with another pair that's just like this, because I've been overly satisfied with these. That's why I went ahead and got these. I bought this pair 2 years after I owned this pair. So that kind of gives you an idea of my satisfaction with the purchase. I've gone on to become a really big fan of Thursday as a company in general. I have multiple pairs of different styles of their shoes. I have multiple pairs of their boots now. I have a couple of their jackets. And all these purchases were made before I ever had a YouTube channel, before I planned on doing reviews about them. Nothing here is sponsored, anything like that. I'm just talking about the stuff because I enjoy wearing the shoes. They've gotten me compliments, and they're not the compliments where people will be like, oh, those shoes are super nice, sick shoes, bro. They'll be like, oh, your shoes are really white. Those shoes are really clean. Clean shoes, bro. Or people will compliment the outfit as a whole, like, oh, I like your outfit. But the main compliment I've got from multiple people is saying how white they are. And I also had a couple of my friends that would wingman for me at clubs ask me how I kept these so white, because they noticed that I would wear the same shoes out and they always looked nice and clean. And it really wasn't anything special, to be honest, because they saw me wearing Air Force Ones before that and they would get dirty. The cheap leather that they use on the Air Force Ones, it would just break down, it would crack, it would stain super easy, scuff super easy. I would have ended up going through 3 or 4 pairs of Air Force Ones in the time period that I've owned these, and these are still wearable. I still wear these all the time. These are still my main going out shoe. I really just have these to kind of test outfits, see how pants are gonna fall onto the shoe because they're the same shoe, they fit similar. So I just kind of use it as like a fitting room shoe because this is my main shoe, but I don't want to wear them up here on the clean carpet. So like I said, the only thing I've really done maintenance wise is spray the waterproof nano protector stuff on there. I've changed the laces on these twice. These are not the original laces. Laces get dirty way faster than the actual shoes. So I've changed those. And the one complaint that I do have, since I've talked about everything that I like about the shoes, is I don't think they look good when you tie them. When you tie these like normal shoes, I don't think that they look good. So I have these little magnet clips on there so you don't have to actually tie the laces or tuck them in because they can get really uncomfortable walking in these if you tuck the laces underneath the tongue or tuck the laces underneath your foot to try to get away from having that bow look on here. It just doesn't look good with this style of shoe. So I really prefer this magnet style of fastening these shoes. I think it takes the overall aesthetic of this shoe to the next level. The little magnet shoelace fasteners are super cheap on Amazon. You can get them in different colors to match different shoes, whatever style you want to do. I just think it adds a nice aesthetic to the shoe. The only downside to the magnetic shoelace fasteners is they can be a little bit tricky to put on, but if you guys want to walk through on how to put them on, I haven't put them on this pair yet, so I can install them on this pair, show you guys how I do it. If anybody wants to walk through on that, drop a comment down below. Guys, overall, in terms of versatility, I think these shoes are kind of unmatched, or this style shoe in general. I know there are other companies that make shoes like this, but I think this style shoe is kind of unmatched in terms of versatility. You can wear them with different styles of shorts. You can wear them with jeans. You can style them with chinos or some dress pants. Overall, I think it's a great shoe to add to anybody's wardrobe who's looking for a minimalist shoe because it's not something that you see everywhere. You don't see everybody wearing these, but it's a simple enough style to where people do notice it, but it doesn't stick out, if that makes sense. I know that's kind of contradicting, but if you get a pair and you style them good with nice outfits and you wear them out, you'll see exactly what I mean. They don't stand out because they're not this huge shoe. They're not some bright color. They go with almost any outfit and they just work. With that being said, I appreciate everybody who made it this far in the video. Hope you have a good, productive rest of your day. Go lift some heavy shit, and I will see you in the next video.